hoofing it. Hello everybody and welcome to Brawl Stars. I'm Amy the Amazonian and today I'm playing with High Perfect Morcant. High Perfect Morcant is going to put -1/-1 counters on your opponent's creatures, and then can tap your elves to proliferate those counters. And like most decks that want lots of elves to enter, this deck has lots of elves. And many of these elves either tap for mana or make more elves, giving you extra activations and extra taps of those elves. And then of course, you want to tutor for and finish your opponent as best as you can with things like Craterhoof Behemoth. If you're against things like Craterhoof Behemoth, you can also opt for the other Golgari elf cards. There's a couple legends that work very well when you go wide, but I think that the hoof is a very succinct way to say we're hoofing it. And this lady, like all of the elves of Lorwyn and Shadowmoor, does in fact have hooves. In this deck, we're not just going to be proliferating those -1/-1 counters, but I also put in a couple ways to put +1/+1 counters onto our creatures, whether it's the Great Henge, or maybe even if you are into Dionis, who I will actually recommend in most elf decks anyway, because she lets you tap your elves twice for mana, which is extra good. This deck, though, is using Golgari Elf Synergy. Whether it's just building up giant elves and making them huge so you can attack in, or ramping into these big finishers, like even Tristan's Command, there's a lot of different things you can do. So let's take High Perfect Morcant into the queue and see how high we can go with our ball of elves. Frigid Kraken's Heart. She's kind of like a Gaia's Cradle that makes tokens, helping you go wide in order to make more mana. I have very good ramp if I can get these creatures to stick. That might be kind of tricky, but they're all about going wide. So I'm not too worried about like turn 2, them getting rid of it, but them going first means that I'm probably going to be slower than them. But the fact that I have Priest of Titania and a Craterhoof Behemoth makes this keepable. You kind of already picked up on it, but the deck is about the hoofs. You know, like the toesies. But actually, more realistically, it's about a Craterhoof Behemoth. This is an elf ball deck. It plays many elves, and then it either can find some damage, or it has to use this. Hey, Pixel Kitten, thank you for the sub. It's their turn. They started with a tapped land. 2 lands, and Guide of Souls. Well, the good news is they can't play Ocelot Kitten here, because it does cost 2 in Brawl. Sometimes the things Brawl does, I'm not a fan of. Sometimes the thing Brawl does, I'm very happy about. More lands. I like more lands. I bet they'll even have some elves in their deck. So chat, what do you think? Am I gonna get tithed here? Well, if they have a tithe, they didn't use it. Could be a Swords to Plowshares. Could be a Path to Exile. Could be none of that. Okay. Great. Don't touch her. Patriarch's Humiliation, also an option. But I think they would have done any of those on the last turn. Okay, I can no longer cast spells on their turn, which is fine and fair and fun. You do make a lot of tokens. Oh yeah, it's so slow trying to station. For anybody wondering why Shadowheart is in here other than she's an elf, it's because her green happens to have a counter as part of it. And I'm a simple person. I know what I want. What I want might be High Perfect Morcant to come out here. Yeah. This could be the tithe, if they were saving it. Nope. And with Guide of Souls, in the tokens that this makes, they may be able to rapidly negate the -1/-1 counters and give some flying for more evasion. Not just more can't, the most can't. Perilous Snare, exiling Morcant. Now I do have Binding the Old Gods in hand, so I am going to leave her there. Decline. Voice of Victory, going to get them 2 1/1s and 2 energy. It takes 4 energy, because again, they make some changes for Arena. Thank you. Thank you for making these changes. I will bind the old gods, freeing my commander. This will cause them to blight, and it will also give me 2 mana here. And I want to make more mana, I feel, or set up for card draw. I'm gonna go for card draw, since this is already going to be just accelerating how much mana it makes. Alright, what do? Do you shrink the voice? No, they kill the Guide of Souls. Is it time for Brigid? I saw them shock that in, so something they needed green or 4 mana for. Or it was a misclick. I mean, I've done that so many times. Here's Brigid. Comes with a fresh Kithkin. They're tapping. Tapping some more. What's this for? Tap for a forest. Orem's Chant. Not kicked. So I can attack, but I can't cast spells. E-L-F. No. Elf. There it is. All this mana and nothing to do with it. I'm gonna swing with Priest of Titania. They flip this over. She currently taps for 2. But if they can get some more creatures, she'll tap for even more. Something fun is that if you flip her over on the next turn, you can use her mana to help pay for the flip. And then she goes wider, and then the next turn, you flip her again. So every turn, you are able to use her for mana. But this is the 1 mana spell they had been holding up. And I think they were right to do so. Caretaker's Talent. Making tokens draws a card. You attack with Voice of Victory. It'll be the only attack you have with Voice of Victory. Because it's gonna die. Unless they have some removal, which, you know, Brigid taps for mana. If they attack in with this, they would probably have 4. Okay, so no, they're just going for Caretakers. That draws them the card. Because that prevents me from doing things on their turn. Which is good. For them, not for me. Ooh, no blocks. Ooh, Chuck, no blocks. Death Touch, that's fine. Do I have a way to get Hoof Lethal this turn? It has the trample. No, it's not quite enough here. And that's fine. I will pay. I can either go for more elves or Tristan's Command to kill Brigid. Yeah. Keep drawing cards. Destroy the Caretaker's Talent. Tap the 3 fresh elves. Get rid of those. Swing in with these 2. and they concede. We're very wide, and our elves are getting bigger. And there's also a hoof in my hand. The hoof in hand is nice too. Tataru Taru! Wow, not actually a Taru Taru, just named for Taru Tarus, is an unusual sight in Arena because it's a kind of a friendly card. It's going to be giving little treats and gifts and presents to all the players. Me, them, everyone. Yeah, if they draw a card, I get to draw a card. Yay! And if I draw a card and it's not my turn, they get a treasure! I can shuffle away the Hobbit. I don't think I have to worry too much about their counter spells. I'm sure they have some, because, you know, why not? Mana Tithe is good and Reprieve is good. Not technically a counter spell, but it totally counts. Hey, would you like to draw a card? Yeah. Thanks. Thank you, Tataru Taru. Tataru Taru, how do you feel about being blighted? Feel good about it? Feel good about it. Arcane Signet. I wonder if they have all the, like, symmetrical card draw spells in here. I feel like probably. Is it the Reprieve? Yep, they got a Reprieve. Eee! Is Cut a Deal in Arena? I think so. Elspeth Conquers Dex takes out Morcant. And if I kill Tataru Taru, she can come back. Let's see. Me trying to figure out why it's allergic to using my colorless mana. Oh, a Tyvar! That could be really fun. Formidable Speaker can find me Hoof. Let's do that. I'll discard Evolution Sage. Go for my boy. Cradle Hoof Behemoth. And let's see if they have a board wipe. I feel like you'd probably run some. Yes, this is, I will say, a board wipe. She will force us to sacrifice everything, but Ringbloom Druid. And if I kill this, they'll bring it back. Where did I get this hoof? It was from a charity fundraiser. Hey, H. Lampfair, thank you so much for the 39-month resub. Cheers on a nice chilly Saturday. Yeah, the enemy of elves board wipe. They're gonna blink the Nissa to stop me from having as much mana. Gideon, who spits out 1/1s? No, Gideon, who spits out 2/2s.
Fight for justice.
I fight for justice. Oh, they have protection. Okay, so I'll have to go for their Planeswalkers. Ideally, I can get rid of this. That's like my priority. It's each opponent, not target. So is this a rip to Taru Taru? Or do you blight the knight? Rip to Taru Taru. I don't have a good attack, so I won't attack. Nissa returns. This will cause this to get blighted. Blot? Blighted sounds right. If we get tired of playing Magic. I love playing Magic. The answer is somehow no. No, I don't get tired of playing Magic. I just keep playing it. Yes, I want a card. They're cursing Morcant, I assume. Or actually, maybe they're cursing Hoof. Nope, they're cursing Morcant. I draw. Nice, Priest of Titania. I'll pay 3 life. I want to destroy Eternal Wanderer. Tap. Animate. Tap. 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 Swing with Morcant at Gideon. Let's see if we get board wiped again. Welcome back, Nissa. Long time no see. They draw off the One Ring. And also in white, they could technically, like, rescue this back into their hand and play it again. Priest of Titania, I assume, is the target. Nope. Okay. It was High Perfect Morcant, who now costs a lot of mana. Good news, I have a lot of mana. And while Hoof might enter tapped, Hoof damage is still real. Do you want to prevent the damage from something? Is that what you do? No, you do something else. Alright, gonna name Beast. Use that mana to animate this. And a beast, indeed! Get in there! And I will never get tired of hoofing people. And I feel like hoofing? Well, that's what Morcant does. Just look at her little feet. They're good feet. They're weird feet. She got them toesy hoofs. Torarch, Dread, Canter will be dropping things from my hand. And my hand actually doesn't have anything until we get to these 3 drops. But thankfully, I start with 2 lands because of this Gemstone Caverns. I think this is a keepable hand. I'll probably put Fell the Profane underneath it to give me some extra lands here. I might end up hitting the Terra Sunder, but I feel like this is something I could do on turn 1. And they could play a Mana Rock because Torarch needs to ramp to get the 4 mana so they can hymn to Torarch with him. Torarch. That's what his ability does. Yes, I want Gemstone Caverns, and I'll drop Fell the Profane. Wastewood Verge, sure. Could also have gone for Bloodstained Mire to get the Surveil land, but since I have Tireless Provisioner, I kind of want to save it. Ooh, all right. That ramps. And I discard at random, so I have no choice in what I drop here. It was Terra Sunder, land. That's a shame. I'm going to play, I think, Marwyn over Provisioner. Even though they're probably about to make me, discard again. Hello, Torarch. How you doing? Yep, swinging for 4. If they had a discard, they might have wanted to do it first because that gets him more counters. Oh, I'm a loser, baby. Oh, my Crater Hoof Behemoth is very much going to go into the trash. And I need to get the cards out of my hand because they will make me discard again. So that's why I didn't go for playing Morcant there. Holding 2 cards in hand felt like, I don't know, a mind rot would be devastating. I'm not going to go for the trade. I can start shrinking Torark soon. A Terminus. A Returnimus. Dang, if only I had my Terra Sunder. And a Winter Moon. It ain't Morcant time. It's Dionys time. Die! The onus is on you to die. Dionys is very good with elves since many of them tap for mana. Also, now we can proliferate those counters. Hell Spectre. I discard, I will lose life. This will grow. And do they attack or do they leave it back? They attack. Okay, violent. Kind of hoping I get a land here. Nope, it's Shadowheart. As long as it's something I can get out of my hand, that's fine. I, too, can deal damage. Yeah! Get him, Shart! Shadowheart could trade into Torark, too. Graveyard Trespasser will drain some life. Yeah, if I bring her into black, she gets life gain. If I bring her into green, she also gets a +1/+1 counter if I lose life during my turn. I think I'll block, though. Shadowheart is only half elf, which is all you need in a deck like this. Half the elf, all the fun. Another one of my big cards to discard. Great. They have to block since this is lethal. You have to block. These elves are mighty. Or they could just not block and I can win. I don't mind winning. Winning's good. Warms my heart on a very, very cold day. Which, yeah, it's a little chilly. They go to 6. Next turn, assuming they play and kick Torark, I'll discard this, which will cause me to lose 2 life. Oh no, they're drawing cards instead. Here's Shuldred. And a Bog. Aww, I do have some graveyard interaction. Now I don't. Land? Still not a land. All right, fine. Elvish War Master. Get in there, kids. They're choosing to kill Dionys. Dionys dies. Well, you get a blocker. I discard Primeval Titan. You get a +1/+1 counter. Land? Evolution Sage. Whatever. More elves. Do that first because, you know, I can. I keep swinging in. You could draw a card off Castle Lochtwain. It will kill you, but, like, that's a good way to go. That's a good way to go. Morcant's just been supervising. She's the hole watcher. That works, too. GG, Torark. Katara, Waterbending Master. Is going to be a lot of counter spells, bounce spells, and other spells that are going to make my creatures not do what they're supposed to do. Now, I'm still going to keep this hand. I have a couple anti-counterspell cards in my deck, but I'm not going to mulligan that hard for them because I don't think they're actually going to, like, stick around if I do. Also, With the amount of bounce spells and protective spells that Katara has, just focusing on a little bit of early ramp, early interaction is plenty for me. I don't have a good double spell here, but I think this is the ultimate blocker. She really is. They also have usually mass bounce spells. Sometimes other flash creatures. As long as they're casting spells on my turn, they get what they need. Elvish Archdruid. Kylie Chi Blocker to tap down Glissa. There's one of the flash creatures. So long as Ty Lee is in play, Glissa doesn't untap. Help prowess is happening. Hi, Katara. I'll be surprised if they let the Elvish Archdruid stick around, if they have any way to bounce it. I guess that's good for me. I will start with Tyvar. Unwound! It was either that or Dionys. They both do something very similar for me here. Let's see if Dionys lands. Oh, good, she did. I'm gonna eat some food. Yum, yum, yum. A sapphire medallion. And a swing. Oh, goodness. That was cute. They discarded Wonder, so I couldn't block Katara. Hi, perfect Morcant. Oh, you don't have a way to counter her. I need mana. Infinite mana. Now. This taps and then untaps. Dionys, by the way, incredible with this for multiple reasons. Oh, and they know it. We are able to proliferate the +1/+1 counters, the -1/-1 counters. We're going to be getting tons of power, and we can tap our creatures not just for mana, but to swing in, and then do it again. GG. Kirill, Attentive, first year, will double up their Enter the Battlefield and other triggered abilities, but only once a turn, and only if you tap him and something else, which is actually pretty easy to do, because you just tap him and the thing that entered the battlefield, or triggered on attack, or anything like that. I've had a lot of fun putting Kirill in other decks, because the more you trigger your commander, the better it is. According to me. You can even use it to double up effects like the evocations and things like that, or whatever they're called. The evocable grief and fury, things like that. Or I guess in their case it would be fury and solitude. I got Morcant, and that's just gonna kill this dog. Morcant, why'd you kill that dog? All right, yeah, Kirill uses they, them pronouns in this story. And gets misgendered by Morcant in the story. Nice. So, here we go. Kirill's in play, and they're gonna exile both of these. I'm gonna put Morcant back into the command zone. And I will play Reclamation Sage. I have legally distinct Reclamation Sage in my hand, too. But one of these is really an elf, and the other one is a elf. You think that these two are like the highlight of the story? Guys, it's a flavor win. Teleportation Circle lets them blink this and double it. They could even have doubled this triggered ability if they had something else they wanted to blink. So I'll get was it a 2/2? And they'll take these out, and they are no longer elves. They're elementals. Or illusions? Illusions. Illusions, Michael. And they can do that until I destroy the teleportation circle. Which means I have to destroy the teleportation circle. Out of here. What do we got here? Ah, Elvish War Master. I like that one. Very good for make many elves. Recruiter of the Guard is going to tutor twice. Yeah, and if they get Solitude off this, they could actually cheat the Solitude out on my turn, and that's a different turn, so Kirill can double its abilities. Again, I think Kirill's really good. I have a, actually have a red-white blink deck. It is the Zidane deck. Alright, Witch Enchanter. Disenchanter. What else are you getting? Anything with a toughness of 2 or less. Many good wee choices, bits of removal and things like that. Or just a land. Like, did they play a land this turn? Oh, so they're playing that as a land. And they have Ophelia! Oh, good dog. Since they're able to blank that, I don't really want to bring out Morcant yet. More elves! More elves! I have elves now. I could tap them to proliferate. Hi, Felia. Felia could blink this. Felia could blink this. Felia could blink 2 things because Kirill's in play. Horse! Oh! Giddy up. There's about to be a lot of Skyclave apparitions, aren't there? Like a lot of them. I'd say your number 1 thing to exile is this. Yep, because this has the death triggers. Darn it. That'll give me 4 power and 4 toughness? Yeah. There's so much happening. Kirill's like, yeah, I did that. I have the choice of what to kill here. I'm gonna try to get that dog out of here. Bark, 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 bark. And those are all permanently exiled. I will get the tokens. By Sky Shroud, look out. The dog and the horse. It was a dog and a horse. Philly is terrifying. Will Morcant again be killed? Let's find out! This is Kirill's revenge. You misgendered me in this story, I'll kill you. Good old elf token. Arcane Signet. Oh, good. That doesn't have a triggered ability. Beza does. I don't think it... Does it gain life? No. Does it do anything? You have... Nope. It does nothing. Well, they still copied it just for, like, the heck of it. It's okay! Uh-oh. Now they humiliated her. Just you wait, I'll get a land! Then you'll see! How embarrassing. Well, ooh, Inferno Titan? Dang. Rip and rip. Rip and in peppies. Killing the elves first so I can't proliferate. is a new, like, 5 mana elf that can kill things if you have enough elves in play when it comes out. But I think it's just too expensive when, like, for 4 mana, you could play Chupacabra. It's so good! Morcant, are you gonna die? Morcant's gonna die. Because they got 6 damage they can direct anywhere they want. Aha, token down. Jolly Balloon Man making an additional copy of Inferno Titan. I'm gonna go ahead and say good game. I might have elves, but they repeated the Skyclave apparition. How many copies and blinks total? Was it like 7? I think it was like 7 times. I couldn't stick anything to the board, and Karul's just out here like, yeah, I came to your throne room and I called you hot, and I never should have done that. Because you're ugly on the inside. Oh, look, you even have an extra red mana. Pump it up. Pump, pump, pump it up. Ah, beautiful. Additional triggers. GG Carol. Scions of the Spider. Now, I have run into a couple Scions before. And other than my deck, I have only ever seen them be 5-color good stuff. And not spiders. Which is so painful to me because Scions of the Spider is awesome with spiders. It does spider stuff. It makes them stronger. You can play it with all of the interesting new spiders, not just the ones from Spider-Man, but the ones from Duskmourn and everywhere else. So we'll see. Do they play spiders or do they just play cards and then this is a 5-color finisher? Hey, you are not a spider. I see it right there in your creature type. Human soldier, not a spider. Wanderhide, thank you so much for the 28-month resub. And thank you so much for the extra high tier sub. Thank you. Shocking. He'll try to get Morcant to land. Might get reprieved. I don't know. Might get killed. But it should kill this Esper Sentinel. Which is what I want. Great. Esper Sentinel down. Okay, well, wait. Hold up. That's a spider. I like seeing a spider. That's not a spider. But that is a sliver. I'm just out here like, I'm not entirely sure what I'm looking at here. My opponent opted to sacrifice the Sentinel. They didn't really opt to sacrifice it. They had to. They had to blight it. Okay. I wonder if this is what many people like to call tribal, where you are running various lords for various creature types, and then changelings in ways to make everything into every creature type. Not something I've really seen that much of in Arena, but still a cool thing to do. But compared to something like elves, that is a much more concentrated creature type, lots of good cards that all buff each other and work together, I'm not sure if the spiderless spiders are going to get there. GG. Yuffie, or Yuriko. She's the ninja that just don't quit because she always costs only 2 mana and returning an attacking creature back into their hand. This hand does have Dionis, but it doesn't have anything on turn 1. And that's tough for me because they are going to be very quickly playing something unblockable or something with flying. And if I can't block it or kill it, there comes Yuriko, and there goes my life total. I wasn't able to find anything on any of these hands, so I guess I'll just keep this and see if I can blight my way to victory. The perfect is good for buffing. Not what I need right now. I should also say they're also supported by the various ninjas in Arena, since it triggers on any ninja hitting, not just her. Is it a one-drop card? Yeah, the amount of damage he deals is based on what they reveal off the top of their deck, which can range from a land, which is 0 damage, or they could brainstorm something like Shadow of Mortality on top of their deck, and then you lose like 13 life or whatever it is. Okay. Instead of going for anything else, they were like, Morcant would reduce her power to 0 so she can't deal more damage. I'm going to take out the Loam Speaker. And I get it. Bring out the Archdruid since it can tap for mana. Mana based on a number of elves I got. And it only takes 1 mana to either kill or just counter High Perfect Morcant. All right, Yuffie, what you got? Ninja time. And she hits me and... Ha! A land! Up, unblockable creature. But unblockable creatures that aren't dealing damage is a lot less scary. Actually gonna deal some damage to myself. The tomb. I could do this first. It would get me more overall elves. Because we get her trigger, and then we get another. Ooh. No, you got a blade on the Slither Blade again! Okay, well they didn't. 1, 2, 3... If she can't deal damage, she isn't as scary. Now, they could have other ninjutsu things. In fact, they probably do. Oh, now my mana is gonna tap good. No, they see the folly. They see what's gonna happen here. And what's gonna happen is if she never has any power, she can't deal any damage, and the ninjas are a little bit worse. GG. Samwise Gamgee, oftentimes part of infinite food combos, where you recur legendary or just historic permanents from your graveyard at the cost of a little snack. I have a turn 1 piece of ramp, which is really nice to have. Exploration is a silly card, so I'll keep this so I can get these 3 drops out on turn 2. A Lush Portico, did they put something in the grave? Ah, Craterhoof Behemoth. I too end games with Craterhoof Behemoth. If it works, it works. Samwise does have 2 toughness, so it would take 2 elves to kill him. I'm gonna use Black Market Connections and pay lots and lots of life. You're gonna play a creature to get a food. A delicious snack. Augur of Autumn, nice. If you're wondering what really pushed this deck over the top recently, like what made it even better, they added Academy Manufactor. I would like all of this, thank you. A land! Oh boy! Land for the landfall. Glissa for that they can never attack if there's a Glissa. Yeah! Uses up my treasures, sure. But I'm gonna use up my life total. I don't really need to make a shapeshifter this turn, though. I don't have anything that's greatly benefiting from it, because it wouldn't have the ability to tap for black like Tyvar gives. Ooh, Citadel Stalwart. That's an elf. Oh, hey, Crater Hoof Behemoth. This, that, and the other thing. Okay. I can pay 4 and it will refund some. I'm going to attack in first. Get him, Glissa. So what's fun about playing black? You get to just kind of die. I would like to draw and lose life. Where's my lands? Even Interrupter will slow me down quite a bit. But I think next turn, we're just gonna go for Morcant anyway. The most can't. What changed about this Tyvar? I think it's that it's 2 +1/+1 counters instead of 1. But playing Tyvar with all of my creatures being elves refunds my mana +1. Ooh, Duskgrow's Reliquary. Never mind. There goes Tireless Provisioner. Gone. Exiled. And Guardian Project. That's some nice card draw. Bird, attack. Ah! I will never have lands. There's lands. Yeah, I want land. It counts. I'm counting it. And I'll attack with Glissa, 'cause she big. And next turn, we go crazy with Morcant. Or like we just, I don't know, hoof them to death. We'll see what they get. I have to cut this off, though. What's my cat up to today? Sleeping in the warm spots because it is chilly outside. You could probably tell by the fact that I'm wearing flannel on top of flannel with the compression gloves on that it's cold out. It's a good cat activity. It is. All right, I think Crater Hoof is probably lethal. Even with their ability to eat food. But this is a Morcant deck. I need to play Morcant. The most can't. What is it? Is it Reprieve? It's Reprieve. Okay. Tyvar, give the untap.
Hold on to your jars. I believe we can be heroes.
I think it's enough. I tried to go for Morcant, but I couldn't. And, you know, we're an elf deck. Crater Hoof Behemoth, it's like the traditional way to win. Wither does not have Wither. Wither is going to swap life totals with me. Wither is weird like that. Because this is not actually Wither. This is... Negative Man? Oh my god, what's his name? He's one of them Spider-Man villains. Mr. Negative. Thank you. And I'm positive that we'll have a great game of Magic. Name Elf. I kept this hand because it had Reclamation Sage, and I knew that they had to ramp because they have a 7-mana commander. They got 4 mana. And they're... Hey, wait. I was gonna destroy that. What is this? Necropotence. So they want to get their life total down to, like, 0, and then... Well, 1. And then swap it with mine. Good news! Remember how I said I'm really happy I have a Rex Sage? Yeah, I'm really happy I have a Rex Sage. Stop it. Okay. So chat, how's your day? Good, huh? Yeah, I don't think Morcant's gonna have much to proliferate here. Yes. Yeah, I mean, they could hit Dark Ritual, and then I think Withar could come out. No, not next turn. It would have to be 2 turns from now, but that's fine. Book of Vile Darkness. Well, they didn't lose 2 or more life. Do you think they're also running Eye of Vecna and Hand of Vecna? Are they gonna go to Vecnatobia? So they have 17 cards in their hand. The lower I can get their life total, the more life they get to gain. So they could get Wither Art out next turn. And that's why I'm trying to decide, do I want to hit them? Yeah. I do. With my nice, fun, fair elves. My creatures! Okay. Sacrificing lands, getting different lands. Playing Evo Sage with nothing to... Yep. Nothing to proliferate. That's 6 mana. I was just like, is it time? Okay, they can definitely play him next turn, and then they'll have 25 life, and I'll have however many life I put them at. Oh my god, that's a lot of ramp. What can I do about it? Nothing! I guess I'll play my little guys. Teehee. Big tutor. I'm being asked if I've updated my boomerang deck. I don't know. I may have updated it since I had published the video. But if you ever want to see the most up-to-date version of whatever my decks are, just type !deck in the... or !decks in the Twitch chat, and it should give you a link to it. I have 7 life now! How do I eat Morcant? Yeah. I eat her. Yum, yum, yum. Make with our small. Smaller. Alright, do you want to draw like 25 cards? I have every Elf Balls deck not so secret ability. Hoof. Oh my god, look, Iron Crag. They tutor. Did I have enough mana for a board wipe? They have enough for Toxic Deluge. Show me the cards. I want to know what the cards are. Oh. They're back on this. Stop tutoring for necropotences and necrodominances. Proliferate! No, we don't want to give them more energy. Retrieve for me? Crater Hoof Behemoth. This is why you are here, JD. To win me games. I call upon thee, Hoof, to destroy Mr. Negative. Very satisfying. GG. Raphellos, and unfortunately for me, they go first. A Raphellos deck only needs to have Raphellos out and a couple of lands, and he taps for tons of mana. And killing him is a temporary solution, but not an easy one. Now, my deck, the Commander, can actually kill Raphellos, which means I need to get my Commander out as soon as possible, and a turn 1 piece of ramp, that'll help. We play Llanowar Elf in attack mode. Raphellos could actually go in this deck, depending on how many forests you run. He is a 2-mana elf that does tap for good mana. And he's a lot less scary, like, if he's not in a command zone. So, unfortunately, I do not have a way to destroy him here. That's alright. I'll ramp. I will play Arcane Signet and Bloom Tender. Now I have as much mana as they do. Ha 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 ha. They got 6 mana. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but it will be 6. Primeval Bounty. Oh, that's a fun one. Until I destroy it. That would leave me with 3, so not enough to destroy Bounty. That's okay. Die, Raphellos. I'm still gonna play Fauna Shaman, since it can help me find more creatures. Though I need a creature to discard for it. Hee hee. Get him. It's prime time for a Primeval Bounty. Landfall gets them life, casting a creature gets them a beast, and non-creatures gets them counters. So they didn't go for playing Raphellos again. They played this and Symbiote, so they can untap things. I actually have Symbiote in this deck too, which I think makes sense because it's good. I didn't get a creature. I'll get rid of that. It also helps them protect Raphellos. I have mana, so I'm just going to use this to get the Surveil. Where are ya? Surveil! Tyvar! Tyvar's fun. I also could have, and this is kind of silly, I could have tapped these to proliferate this to get a land, but I should have done it before I fetched. Just tapped these 3. Ooh, Overlord of the Balebark. No, Haunt Woods, right? The one that ramps. And Tribute to the Warp Tree, that'll either buff their creatures or get them card draw. With this, it would have been really nice. Search for a forest. Eeny, meeny, miny. That one? Yeah, I should have done the proliferate last turn, and it didn't. Alright. Tyvar, I'm gonna need you to, like, actually hit here. Give me an elf. There's an elf there, but it was too big. He doesn't like big elves. He only likes small elves. I can Academe it out. It wouldn't be bad. Perfect is in this deck not just because it's an elf lord, but because it can make additional elves, which is very good for Morcant. Hi, Raphellos. So you have all the mana in the world, but you don't seem to have that much card draw. What do you have in hand? Is this something terrifying? Something wonderful? Huh. Anticausal Vestige. That thing. That gets a card draw. Twice, in fact, because it also draws a card at end of turn. I'll jump block this with the Llanowar Elf. Boop. Alright, now not a land in hand would be very cool for Mafana Shaman. I'm a fan of that. This is one of those I'm sitting on hoof mana and I would love to cast a hoof. Ah, a tapped Llanowar Elf. Nope, that's a land. One, two, three. I could actually start by, like, swinging with Morcant, but I don't think it would go. I will be able to use her ability right away because of Tyvar. Trinket! I can cast Vestige again.
Show them what you're made of.
That felt alright. Tyver's very good with elves. Anticausal Vestige again. Draws them a card off this, and it will also get them the card and the thing in play after it dies. If they attack into this, I'll block with Morcant. You can tap Raphellos for so much mana. Do you have an Eldrazi in your hand? I mean, you had one in exile. They have so much mana. It's just a matter of where's the big boys. Oh, I see. They might actually want to return an elf to hand just to, like, make it bigger. Like, they could put Llanowar Elf back in their hand just to cast it again to make it larger. Do it, do it, do it. That way they can put more -1/-1 counters on things. And just counter out with +1/+1 counters. Yep. I'm waiting. Hi. I don't know what you're waiting on. You gonna use that symbiote or not? Fellows. Please, Raphellos. Any moment of my day I have to spend playing against a Raphellos is already time that I don't feel I've spent well. So please, take your game action. Kill Morcant because I can afford to cast her again. And again and again and again. Appa sneezed on Tyvar. Dude, that's gross. And their timers are burning out. I don't know if this is they forgot that Symbiote has to hold priority or if they're just being silly. Good one! Thank you for the 5-month resub. I do love the new Duran and Bador. And the new Bador in Duran. I already built a Duran deck. I just haven't recorded it yet because it matches a lot higher than a deck that's running mostly vanillas should. There's a lot of like 1-mana 0/4s and it's like, you know what you should play against? Katara. And I'm like, no, I don't want that. Okay, they're about to run out of timers. And I know they are here because they clicked through to go to combat before all their timers went through. Bathroom emergency, maybe? What entire nation is going on here? Why are you making me sit here so I can't tutor for a hoof? Yay! Alright, Morcant dies, put her back. A creature in my hand! Bop. Yeah, I could have 8 mana. I don't want 8 mana. You know what I want? Creature, hoof, behemoth. Attacking your face. I could actually bring it back with this, but I wouldn't be able to attack right away. I'm using you to tap the Boon Tender twice. Mm-hmm. Just walk away from your computer? Okay, well, I hope you guys liked seeing the Morcant deck. It's really fun. For fellows players, not very fun. We tutor, play land, do this, do that. Whee! Untap. More damage. Get him.
Take my hand.
No more of that. Ugh, Rafellos players. Ugh, Rafellos. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Brawl Stars. Perfect Morcant was a highly requested commander, and here she is. This is very similar to most other elf decks, except it does have some black in there, which gives you access to some very fun elves like Herald, totally not necessary, I just like him, Glissa, who is very versatile and very good, and Tyvar to make your taps even faster. We even have Skemfar Avenger that makes it so if your elves die, you get more elf. More elf is more better, right? More better to me. In this deck, though, like, I found it did exactly what I wanted it to do. It fills up the board, it stops our opponent using Perfect Morcant's ability, and of course, it then ends the game, oftentimes with Greater Hoof Behemoth. I don't think I had a chance to end any games with Tristan's command, but it is another really good finisher in this deck, because it's a kill spell that also then lets you untap all your elves and swing in with them with +3/+3. It's an overrun effect that I think is awesome in an elf deck. You could also just use it to, like, clone your best elf. In this, though, it's versatile, it's good, and it's doing what elves need to do. I also should point out that in this deck, I am running, like, 3 kind of just enchantment or artifact and enchantment removal cards. Rex Sage, this, and Chompling Changeling. You don't need to run all of those. I am, because I found that I run into a lot of very scary artifacts, and it tends to work out well. But you could swap those for, like, more aggressive 2-mana elves, or even just more non-elf ramp, because non-elf ramp still helps you play more elves, and more elves is more better, right? If you're looking for my deck list, you can find it in the description of the video. And if you'd like to suggest a commander, especially one that either is being updated with the cards from Lorwyn Eclipsed or is a Lorwyn Eclipsed commander, please let me know. I'm very happy we got to match into a Kirill today. That was a very flavorful game. And the person even came into the chat and said hi after. Hi, thanks for the game. Thank you all so much for watching, and have a brawlful day.